Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over. I believe we are on episode 12, if I'm not mistaken. And, yeah. If you didn't see the last episode, go watch the last episode. What are you guys doing? Y'all are slacking. But, then we'll just get into it. First, we'll start with this, kind of an Aztec nation. But in this world's types of Aztec nation. So the Aztec, this thing right here, this Aztec nation, Aztec Empire, Mexican Empire, the first settlement here in Mexico slash what's known to be Central America in real life. They get pretty big, and they don't have a capital yet. So, yeah, they have 3 big cities. 2 are right here, and 1 is right here. They pick the oldest city that was ever built, which is where they were based around, which is this city. That's not where the location is. This city right here. And this empire does do some exploring. They want to, well, as of right now, they don't know about all this stuff, but they are eventually going to find out about it. So they move up. They explore up. Okay, and the Americans too. They explore down. Speaking of America, the red team has sold the little colony monstrosity over here to the American team. So that's now an American territory. And now from the new like lands that the American team has acquired, they explore up into what is known to be in real life Oregon, Washington, Canada, around that area. So the Americans, they keep exploring and exploring, and that is so far what they have explored up north. They haven't changed these borders too much, but that is so far what they have explored up north. They meet up with the explorers of the Aztec nation, and together they know about each other's existence. Now, there is a slight mountain range over here that they can't really explore yet, because they're not really that advanced. Yet. Keyword. But yeah, none of these other countries here knows about the Aztec Empire, and the Aztec Empire does not know about any of the other countries except America. And America, they know about all these countries. Well, really, the only countries they know about is the red team, the blue team, the pink team, and the yellow team. They only know 4 countries exist, that's way more exist, as you can clearly see. So, yeah, that's what America finds. So America basically teaches the Aztec people or the Mexican people that the countries, other people exist. It's not only them. And yeah, that's it. The American government decides to actually expand their borders a little bit because they're starting to have a lot of people living here, both in births and people moving in from the entire old world itself. So this American country only knows about 4 nations exist. The Aztec people only know 4 nations exist as well. So there goes America, just expanding. Perfect. These are now the borders of North America, and it will stay like this for a long while. This brown team, now here, sets out explorers to explore the rest of what is known to be modern-day Europe. They set out on an expedition, slithering across the somewhat Spanish coast, Spanish-Portuguese, in this world. I better stop comparing this world to the current world we have here, which is, as of right now, in shambles. Explorers and explorers and explorers and explorers and explorers and explorers. There's a giant mountain range here that not a lot of these explorers can come across. or can face. Now here into our harbor that is controlled by basically every country in the world. This country right here, which is practically the North Korea of this world. They have a really bad government who does not like their people and does not appreciate their people. And all they care about is the money. You see, a little bit of backstory for this country. You see, only the rich people that came from the lime team and the beige team and the red team came together. They were tired of seeing everything being fair. You know, that's pretty cool if you ask me. So, the capital here, this world's version of Pyongyang, decides to invade this area. They want it all for themselves. They want all of the resources, all of the money for themselves. So there they go. This country is technically fighting the entire world right now, as of right now. And the entire world did not seem to notice this at first because, this country actually agreed in a treaty that this would be controlled by all countries of the world. Almost immediately, the strongest countries of the world realized these, I'm going to call the gold team's mistakes, because it's certainly a mistake. You know, actually I'm going to make what they conquer in a lighter gold. So this is all the gold team right now has conquered. And surprisingly, the first one to invade the gold team is the lime team. The lime team swiftly invades the gold team. Practically not going past the borders. They go up, and go up, and go up, and go up. Until they have this half under control. This area is vulnerable, but the lime team cannot reach that area because they have some inner problems to focus on. Which is, it's honestly, you know, embarrassing that the lime team cannot finish off these rebels. Well, not rebels, ethnic groups. Here comes the Cyan team. The Cyan team. Cyan soldiers invade this gold team. They are by far the most mad of them all. They do this within a couple of hours. And trust me, there are a lot of gold team troops here. The Cyan team is by far the most affected. Then all the nations of the world come to conclude in the purple team's capital. They are going to sanction the gold team and they're going to redraw the borders. So here's what the new and improved border request, you could call it, would be. So the lime team would have to give up all their occupations. They taking a little bit from the gold team, and they have to take all of the Cyan team of what they are occupying as of right now as well. So I'm just gonna fill this all in. Over back in America, the natives here, they have been killed with disease and they have been brutally murdered by the people and the army of America. They might not be as innocent as they seem, and I'm of course talking about the Americans. The Native Americans are starting to regroup and reform against America. The Native Americans, which were previously living here, quickly and serenely, quickly and swiftly, I cannot speak freaking English, surround the great capital of the U.S. And they quickly push in. The U.S. only has about 10 million people living in here. It really is not a lot. Compared to the Native Americans, 100 and something million. So yeah, I never thought we'd see the downfall of America here. But now all of the former American citizens are moving down here into the Aztec Empire. They're moving down here and moving down here and moving down and moving and moving and moving. The Native Americans are reclaiming the U.S. It was great knowing you, America. It was great knowing you. However, this is not the end of America just yet. The natives did promise that they were going to spare a little bit of America, which can all it's not a lot of what we are about to see. Now, what they're going to spare here is the parts that they just purchased earlier in this video, that they just purchased from the red team, because there are still red teaming troops in here, and they are advanced. They have weapons that barely work, and Native Americans don't. And so yeah, if not, most of the Americans flee down here into the Aztec Empire, which gives them a big population boom. It is great knowing you, America. You will come back in the future. I promise you, you will. But it's not time for me to spoil it yet. So as of right now, there is only one nation, and would you call this a nation? I don't think so. As of right now, there are only one nation in the entire North America. And the Aztecs did not explore this. So, you know what happens to this? It becomes unexplored lands. Well, yes, as the Aztecs are the only, established nation on here, but the Aztecs didn't explore this, did they? Now, the Americans did, and those barely exist. So, yeah, the Aztecs doesn't know that this exists. But the rest of the world does. Do you know what I'm talking about? I hope you get what I'm saying. Another area where most Americans are currently, as of right now, moving to, not in real life, right now, what just happened, which took around a time span of 30 years, the great kick-out of Americans. But yes, all of the Americans are moving here in what is now known to be the Iberian Peninsula of this world. They form another country, and I just have to find a color that I've never even freaking used before. This is going to be impossible. You know what? We're just going to use this color. I've never used this color before, at least I hope. How does 80s Pro find all these colors? How does 80s Pro find all these colors? Different colors. There are a million different colors, and I can only find barely any. Anyway, it's a giant influx of population, not only from the United States, but from the Aztec Empire and, well, the rest of this entire world here. So this country is going to have a lot of people. If you don't mind me, it's going to have a lot of people. So, they settle themselves perfectly. They know about these guys' existence. They do not know about everyone down here. They know about this country, the Central African country. They know about everything past the blue country, the cyan country, the purple country, and the red country. They know about everything above that. Other than those countries, they have no knowledge at all. Which, get some knowledge. It's not that hard. Anyways, it's probably because we have the internet right now in this modern day world. So yes, this is what they do. Their capital would be, you'd expect it to be on the coast. I mean, this is a really beautiful beach. But you are absolutely correct. Except it's going to be a little whiles away from the coast. Right. This is the new Iberian country. In case you guys don't know, it's the new Iberian country. Yeah. These three countries have the second Austro-Australian War. All three of these countries are going against each other because of water. Yes, fresh water is very scarce in these areas. Especially in this area, because this is the outback and stuff. So there's not a lot of clean water that people can drink. And as of right now, this country is the most abundant with purified drinking water. And there's not a lot in this country. And keep in mind, a lot of people live here in Australia, where the spiders and the snakes and the angry kangaroos live. That's Australia for you. Anyways, and spiders, yeah. So, we see the first invasions going on. this exclave of this country, or enclave of this country right here, the brown country, they have a lot of military here, like foreign military. Like mainly like blue bases, yellow bases, lime bases. Yeah, so they have a lot of foreign military. They're gonna ask each of these provinces are governed on their own, but as one big nation, it's from in one government. So the government of this thing here, which has their state like capital, like you know how American states have capitals, you know how Canadian provinces have capitals, how what are those called? English. The provinces in the UK they have capitals. I'm sure yeah, you know, there's like a city that would rule this general district area, like how California's capital is Sacramento. This one is going to be right near this country, or this area. So, yeah. The capital city of this gold monstrosity. Ooh, I've never even noticed that little pink enclave, exclave, whatever you want to call it, in this green thing. I've never really noticed that, you know? Yeah, same right here. Wow, this country has a lot of messed up borders. So yeah, they're going to ask their foreign military bases for financial aid and aid in military manpower. They want to obliterate these two countries, which is absolutely impossible. Because the pink country is the most abundant of fresh water, and this one has the bestest filters to filter bad water. So yeah, that's where they're going. They are going to invade into obviously the place that has the most abundance of fresh water. They need the fresh water. They're thirsty. Thirsty, my man, thirsty. Am I right? So yeah, basically this country's most largest water pumping, water filtering station is right here, and right here. This country only has one. That's a pretty big difference. That's why that's why there's such abundant of fresh water. So this gold team country links up with their other thing, and they don't want to capture this. This is useless land to them. They want to each stem out to all of the water treatment plants that my English today is really fatted. Really fatted. Okay, that makes any sense. And they do actually start invading into the green country. The lime green. We already have a lime green country. And yet again, they meet up with their main province area. And yeah, they're invading and invading and invading. However, this country started off as a terrorist organization. They got absolutely cooked by these two Australias before they signed a peace treaty. Those Australias have gotten even more powerful, and I've just been recording for 20 freaking minutes already. Okay, the pink team they're going to use their army for something good instead of killing penguins in Australia, which they've been secretly doing. I don't know. They are invading into these terrorist organization troops. Oh my god, I better shut up before I say something stupid. Anyway, the green team reclaims their lands, and since it was really this province's decision to invade, they are going to be absolutely cooked. The Australians invade, the pink Australians invade into this enclave here. They capture the leading city in charge, and this is what their occupation borders look like so far. The Australian team invades too, you know. Now they start they're gonna absolutely cook this little enclave. I really do not know the difference between exclave and enclave, do I? They take whatever this thing is territory of the terrorist organization, and Pink Australia wants to make a deal. Their citizens are done. They're tired of fighting. Okay, they don't want war. They want peace. They had massive protests in the capital telling the government to stop killing penguins in Antarctica. And they listened. And they're going to listen to those protests before it gets out into an actual total civil war. For the first part of the peace treaty, the Lime team here, they're going to acquire some land from the terrorist organization, and they're going to build a water treatment plant right here that will serve solely this part and this part of the brown country and this part of the pink country. Water is really scarce here. As for this country, they will lose a big plot of land right here to build another water filtering facility to service the rest of the country. But that's a vast country, you know, and this is not going to serve all of it. So they are going to build their own right next near to the capital. And what have I decided for here? They will acquire some land, and they will build another water filtering facility, treatment facility, stuff, this, that, whatever. They're going to build it right here. This will service mostly that. Mostly, keyword. And yeah, not much really happened in this video. I say not much, and America is gone. I say not much. There's a new country. I say not much regarding the incident that happened with this North Korea. It's not, and the water war, you can call it. But yeah, that is basically what. Oh my God, who's screaming? That's basically what happened in today's episode. It's probably a boring. My videos don't usually take 30 minutes to record. That never happens. It might be like 20 minutes, like a video, like lengthwise. So before I even make it longer, I'll see you later and in the next episode.